Novak, congratulations.
Thank you.
This is obviously not a typical first round. I guess what was your reaction when you saw that you were playing Kei in the first round, and how did you feel about how you played?
Well, it was strange, I must admit, playing Kei in the first round, but our rankings dropped, due to injuries and everything that was happening for both of us in the last year or so. So, I mean, it can happen, and it did happen here. Of course, I've played Kei in big occasions, in many of the big tournaments and finals and semi-finals, so it was different to play him in the first round. It was a big test for both of us, and I'm glad that match went my way, but it could have gone his way as well. It was very few points that really decided a winner today. I managed to play play the right shots in the important moments, and both first and second set I made breaks, to win both sets at the really final stages of both sets. So, it was exactly what I needed for my confidence and for my game, and I'm just happy to go through this one.
Novak, in the process you're in, is it fair to say that that could be a kind of a turning point in terms of level too, because that was really good from start to end, no drops at all?
Yeah, well, I mean, as I said, Kei is a great quality player. We both haven't had too many of these kind of matches in the last 12 months. He played well in Monte Carlo, played finals there, and me, I was looking forward to have this kind of matches and looking to try to win this kind of matches. So that's why it was a really perfect scenario to start off the tournament, where I always felt like I had lots of success and played well and felt well. So it's great. I couldn't ask for a better start.
Novak, when you served 3 double faults in your opening service game, you must have feared the worst, that it was going to be a bad day at the office, serving-wise. Fortunately for you, you only served 2 more double faults throughout the match, and you got the job done in straight sets. You've got to be happy with that.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was it's never easy to open up the match, and I mean, he's one of the best returners in the game, so you always kind of feel pressure on the second serve. And I was going for my serves a little bit more, but I remember more the good serves of today, especially the 2 after this horrendous miss I had, probably the biggest one in my career, and I had a service winner and an ace after that. So that's a great way to bounce back, and in the altitude and the conditions like this, you need a big weapon, and that's usually the serve, and obviously holding serve and winning some free points on the first serve is definitely something we are, as players, are looking for, and so I'm glad that I managed to get myself out of trouble a couple of times today with the serve, and of course with other shots as well, but I still need consistency. I'm still looking for that, but all in all, it was a great test and a great match.
Hi Novak, congratulations.
Thank you.
Nice to see you back with some members of your team like Baira and Grish. The only one missing is Becker. I don't know if you're thinking of it as well.
No, I mean, obviously Boris and I part ways, and right now, we have a different paths, and that's it. There's another one that you forgot, is my physio, who is now with Milos. But for now, I'm happy with the team that I have. I'm happy to have Marian and Gigi Gebhardt back in the box, back in my team, back in my life, on a, so to say, daily, weekly basis. If there is anybody that knows my game well, that knows me as a person well, especially in the last decade, it's these 2 guys. And I think it's going to take a little bit of time for us to really get my game together the way we want to. Even though they know my game very well, it's still a process, you know, because I haven't had, as I said, too many of the, you know, matches like this and too many consecutive matches won. So we're still looking for that match play, and that's the best practice that you can have. I mean, we can practice as much as we want outside, but you know, once you get on the court, it's you know, it's very much necessary to get as many matches under the belt as possible. So this is a good beginning, hopefully.
Congratulations. Did you need a victory like this against a player like Nishikori for your confidence? And what are your expectations in this tournament? Or you're just trying to be in better shape for Roland Garros?
Well, I just answered a couple of times that the confidence-wise, this is exactly what I needed. This kind of match and this kind of win. I have not really high expectations for the tournament. I, you know, obviously learned that in the last 12 months the situation is quite different, and so I'm just trying to take one day at a time and build my game, because that's something that I feel is a priority right now. Of course, I'm going to try to get as far as I can. Otherwise, in this tournament, otherwise I wouldn't be here. Yeah, Roland Garros obviously is the biggest tournament on this surface as a Grand Slam, but right now I want to direct the attention to this tournament that is one of the biggest in the world as well. So we shouldn't talk about Roland Garros at the moment.
When you started this year, what has managing expectations been one of the biggest challenges for you over the course of the past couple of months in terms of how you approach the tournaments or how things have gone so far?
Well, I mean, look, you know, it is a process, and it's something I have to accept and I have to embrace, and I think in general I feel much better about everything that is happening on the court and around tennis in general with my body than maybe 2 months ago. I mean, you know, six months off because of the elbow, and I start training again, getting ready for preseason, and then elbow starts hurting again. It's not really a pleasant feeling, but I clinched my teeth and I kind of went through it. Played Australia, but wasn't really ready, and then I had to do surgery, and then it takes time to overcome that surgery, and you know, it has obviously some consequences on your body that, you know, I never faced before, I never knew before, because I never had any surgery before. So yeah, it was a lot of new experiences for me, and a lot of things that I had to face and understand. And when I look back, you know, I don't regret anything. I just think that that's life. You know, that was something that was supposed to happen for me, to teach me some lessons and to make me stronger and to allow me to grow, to evolve as a person, as a player. And I'm grateful. You know, that's all I can say. You know, there are worse things in life, and you know, I'm just here, and that's all I can say.
Novak, you talked about you're rebuilding your game and there are things that have changed for you, but the tournaments themselves, off the court, being a non-top 8 seed, not doing pre-tournament press, anticipation of the... I know. Anticipation of the draw.
There are some positives about it. I mean, not that I don't like you guys, but you know, sometimes it's nice.
But also, is there added anticipation of draws, for example, because now these kind of things, do they feel different? And if you can tell me what the differences you feel the most are in the off-court stuff.
Yeah, it's different. I mean, I came in and I was like waiting, you know, for my team and Elena to tell me when is the press conference. She's like, no press conference, you know. I was like, okay, great. So it is different. I mean, some things that haven't faced and haven't experienced for a long time. I mean, I was very fortunate throughout my career to go in a kind of an upward direction always with my results and with my success. And you know, ever since I got to top 10, I didn't, you know, for a decade I didn't go out from top 10. You know, so I mean, that's something I'm very proud about, and of course grateful for. But at the same time, it had to happen, and these are the circumstances that I'm facing at the moment, and I'm trying to get the best out of them. and but that's life, life is there to test us, to allow us to understand that we can get the best out of all situations, to grow and to be the best versions of ourselves, and that's how I approach it. That's how I see it. It's not easy. I mean, at times, you start to question, because I achieved a lot in this sport, and then when you have to kind of start over again and start finding inspirations and ways and stuff like this to keep on going, and it's tricky, because mind plays games with you, and so you have to kind of dig deep, but that's what we are supposed to do if we want to get to a better place always, as people and as professional athletes. So it's a beautiful process.
No, sorry. I said last question. Thank you. Yeah, I said last question. Please respect. Thank you.
I don't know who the next opponent is supposed to play tomorrow, but I hope for the best. Cheers. Thank you.